Greetings all, and welcome back to Globbits gaming channel. One of mine this time, or one of my guys in the replay. This is Quojin, and he's in his M103. Now, what we need to pay particular attention to are Quojin's stats. Okay, he's played 11,000 games, and he's got a W8 rating according to my mod pack of 564, with a 48% win chance. Now, what does this mean? Well, the thing I wanted to talk about in this video is a subject that Jingles and a couple of the other guys, I think it was Quickie Baby Circumflex, like that, have brought up a thing of the term tomatoes, and whether we should rely on stats to judge a player's worth. And not only that, it isn't just the player's skill level that the stats are representing. And Jingles brought it up in his Mingles video where he said, does your computer or your hardware affect the way you play? Now, Quojin here, I've had a chat with him. He's one of my clan members. I had a bit of a chat with him when he sent me the replay. That's a hideous looking tank, that saucer. Look at that frying pan. Anyway, he sent me this replay, and then he spoke to me on TeamSpeak afterwards, and he basically said that, you know, he plays on a laptop. Alright, now, it's not an all singing, all dancing laptop. It's got a basic dual core processor, I think a couple of gigs of RAM, probably not even that. It's not even really a gaming rig, and that kind of explains a few things. Nice shot into the side of the path there. Now, does this affect anybody else? I mean, is it your computer? I mean, I have like an all singing, all dancing gaming rig. I mean, my gaming rig can play Elite Dangerous to maximum settings and have no worries at all. But does that? I really couldn't imagine playing this game on a laptop, and that got me thinking. The poor guys that play on laptops, they won't have the same response. That was a beautiful shot on the E50 there. Side scraping effectively too. Now, it would affect my ability to play this game the way I do. Playing fast tanks, you know, would be a problem. Is this something that you guys have noticed? I think that's one of the things that I'm going to start taking into account when I look at XVM. I mean, I use XVM. Right, I'll take one look at this team and realise, for example, I need to look at the Centurion and look out for the Type 59 because they've got better stats. But in this replay, it's actually Quojin I need to worry about. But if I looked at Quojin's stats, I'd be like, well, that 103 driver's not exactly very good. I'd probably even say I wouldn't even worry about him. But he can hold his shots like he can when somebody drives in front of him. He's done this twice now. He can put effective fire into a 112. And he's side scraping reasonably well. Now, Q knows what he's doing. He's one of my team trainers. He does our training rooms. Teaches the guys who aren't up to scratch with our tactics and things. Teaches them how to do their bits and pieces. So he's knowledgeable about the game, but he's not got the hardware back up there to help him. So therefore, is that a problem that you guys notice? And you guys, anybody been come across? I mean, I know a couple of my guys in the clan as well. I've recently bought new gaming rigs. Diggy, one of my guys, he's bought himself, is it Diggy or is it Miles? I can't remember. One of them bought himself a new PC, and they're saying it's an absolute dream to play because you can play World of Tanks on a higher setting. So is that something you guys have come across? There's a question out there for you. In the meantime, we played the first half of this game first third of the game quite slowly. We've done a bit of damage. We've got 4 good shots, or 4 good shots in, 1600 damage. Now's the time when we need to think about moving. He's decided now's the time to go. He can't get a shot on that 112, but can he get a shot on the Lurver? I think he will be able to. If he spots him, there he is. Now, side scraping Lurver going to be a problem, but not for this cannon. Alright, this tank has a tier 10 gun. I mean, there's a lot of after the T32, T29 dominance, T29 especially, this tank can be felt like a bit of a letdown. Now, I didn't have great success. Oh, here we go. I didn't have straight through the lower plate. Didn't have a great success at side scraping in this tank. But hull down, it's actually really, really good. The turret only has 127mm of frontal turret, but it's shaped like a pear drop. Now, at this point in the replay, let me just zoom out now. Look what we've got. There's quite a few tanks in the centre. They're all across the river. Now, as soon as he did this, my arse was clenching when I watched this replay. He decides to go for it. Now, this is the thing. You have to make this decision. Do I go for it or don't I? My arse was going 10 to the dozen as he crossed this bridge. There's a Senti down there. But it was alright. Not too bad. He manages to make it across. So, if it works, it's not a bad idea. Saw the Waffle Panzer in the distance. Got a T69. It'd be absolutely foolish to go around this corner at the moment if that T69's got a full clip. He is backing off slightly, but he is looking this way, so he's acting like he's got a full clip. And the WoT Panzer is also, I think, in this way. We drive out anyway and have a look. No, he's not looking at us. Reasonably quick aiming time on this gun allows us to put an effective shell in there. Now, I would have switched to HE here, personally, but he sticks with AP because he's on 300 health. But no big deal. Switching to ammunition, something that I don't often do, but in the bigger caliber guns, it can pay you off to put some HE down the pipe. But he didn't really need to. That WoT Panzer was in a horrible position there. So he waits to the rear. 9.66 seconds with Q's crew setup. You can get it down to, I think, sub 9 if you do really, really well. Alright, now we've got two T-69s facing us, but the frontal armour holds up. All he managed to do is track us. And we've got a T-25 in front of us and an IS-8, so we'll repair our tracks standard. Q hasn't got a repair crew. It takes 12 seconds to repair his tracks there, but it's 12 seconds he can afford to use. Let the team get ahead. Now, another thing I wanted to mention about this replay, Q keeps up with the battle really well. I mean, I've had a few games lately where I literally can't keep up with the carnage. And he's constantly moving forward, alright, and constantly just thinking about where his next shot's going to be. He's got a stock Centurion, probably about to poke around this corner. Oh, is he going to poke around? Is he going to poke? If he does, he's in trouble. That's Centurion, but he's going to no, we're going to have to go to him. He is stock, so he's only got the 20 pounder. It's a 20 pounder either Type A or Type B, so it's still a dangerous gun. It's the Type A. Now we've got a few blocking shots, holds his fire. Only tip there, would have gone for a track shot. But other than that, you know, GG. Yeah, 58 damage, reduced him on 3,700 damage. 4 kills. Bang. IS-8 takes him out. Still get shots on there. Oh no, we don't manage to get shots on the Type 59. There's only 2 tanks left. A Jag Panther who's dead. That was pretty much a ruffle stomp. And Q's pulled his weight. He's more than done enough. Yeah, just under 4,000 damage, 4 kills. From a guy that on paper you would disregard at the start. And that's something I'm going to take into account from now on. I'm not just going to take into account people's stats when I think about whether they're a scrub or not. I'm not saying in any way, shape or form Q's a scrub, because he isn't. I know him and I know he knows how to play well. Q gets let down by his hardware. His circumstances have changed recently and he's now working off a laptop like I mentioned at the start. So is that affecting his game? Is that affecting anyone else's game? And you have to take these things into account, guys. I've noticed a lot of the big end YouTubers and stuff as well. They don't, when they're streaming, they don't get, oh my god, these guys are tomatoes. But it does allow you to gauge what I'm trying to say is in my own roundabout way. If I see a team of red, it's going to alter my playstyle. But I have been caught out quite a few times. Now this is the penultimate thing of the replay for me. That T-69's on 3 health. You reckon he's going to get the kill? Would you take this shot, guys? Of course you fucking would. Let it aim. Boom, on the engine deck. GG, well played. Post-game stats then. Right then, guys. Post-game stats. Only worth a Class 1 Mastery Badge. Didn't get any epic badges or anything like that, but for me, worth a look at. And it kind of proves a point. Now, to me, when I was playing my 103, I'm not going to say this game was a standard issue game, but I would have more of these kind of games than I would bad ones. But that just goes to show you how difficult it is to get a Mastery Badge in an M103. Let's have a look at the team scores then. 1,200 base. You're probably looking at 14, maybe 1,500 base to get a Mastery Badge in this. You're probably just a little bit, 13, 1,400. Depending on what week you're running it. He did really well. You know, extra 300 above the R2. The R2 had a fantastic game, the S51. The next tank down was a Centurion, a tier 8 tank, only did 1,400 damage. Now, he was top tier in this game. So, therefore, him to get that base experience is a lot harder than what it would be, for example, for a Centurion. Because Centurion only has to do 1,400 damage to come 400 behind him. Do the maths on the damage. But the Centurion would have been shooting higher tier tanks. So, yeah, really, really good effort. From Q there on a laptop. So question for the day then, is hardware an issue? Has anybody come a cropper of hardware problems, i.e. freezes, lags and all that kind of stuff? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, take care of yourselves. I'll catch you next time. Bye now.